Hello everyone. In this video, I will be briefing about writing a report on acquisition strategy that has to be selected for the software project you are proposing. If you cross-check your email, it clearly provides details about different titles that are allocated to you. My recommendation is that you just cross-check whatever the documents that are developed till date. Okay, you might have worked on the following documents till date. Search with the code and select the most recent one and open it. Cross-check the content. You will understand what project you are working on, what are the important details you have mentioned in your document. All right. Now, for the title that is on which you are working, we are going to develop a acquisition strategy. Like, what is acquisition strategy? So when we are developing a software application, we are supposed to make a decision what kind of approach we are going to use to develop the software application. For any organization, there will be three different options, among which one we can select. The first option is using pre-packaged software. For example, let us take your HR organization, very small organization, you have only 2 people. In such situations, you don't need large scale implementation of software for you. There are several HR management applications that are readily available online. You can use mobile applications or some other applications by subscribing to them. In that context, you don't need to develop any software. You will be having a readily available software which you can install on your system and you can use it. Like, say for example, you don't need to develop a emails website to send emails and receive emails. You have a readily available application like Gmail, which you can subscribe to and you can use. You can create your own email ID and you can send emails and receive emails. You need not to develop any software because you are a very small organization. You don't need such kind of activities. There is another option when you are a medium to large scale organization. What you will be doing is sometimes you will be developing your in-house software application. So when compared to pre-packaged software, how in-house application development is different. In pre-packaged software, you don't need any software engineers to be working at your organization. You will be purchasing a software application from an organization and they will be implementing at your organization. If any customizations required, if you any changes that are required according to your organization and your business practices, the client, the vendor that is offering you the software, they will come to your place and they will fix it. Whereas in-house application, in-house acquisition strategy, what it will be like, we need to recruit some software engineers, network engineers, in order to develop application code and in order to test and run the software application. So in-house application development acquisition strategy requires definitely people. We also require certain hardware and software technologies and relevant licenses that has to be purchased by the organization, because we are supposed to use that frameworks and technologies to develop our own application. Okay, it will be definitely having economic impact and organizational impact on the organization. The third option is, if you don't want to develop, if you don't want to take that risk, if the project is very complex to handle and you don't have that expertise to develop it at in-house, what we do is we try to find some kind of software vendor which has vast experience in developing such applications, and what we do, we outsource our software application to them. Okay, so in that context, what they do, the organization which will be offering the software development service will have a lot of experience in that field, and they understand our requirement, and based on that they will be developing the software application and issuing application to us, which will be installed after completing. It will be installed at our workspace. So these are the 3 options we will be having. Now, for the software title that we have selected, among these 3 options, which option is best, that we have to mention based on the analysis that we provide using this Excel sheet. Okay, there are 3 criteria that are given here. First one is technology criteria, next it is economic criteria, and third one is organizational criteria. So if you cross check your Word document, the details related to them is given over here, and for these values, what we do is we give some kind of score here, and we try to calculate a weighted score based on which we will be identifying best application which suits to our organization. Okay, my recommendation is that these are the options. For example, when we make a application acquisition strategy selection, these factors will have definite impact on them. For example, if you take prepackaged software, does it requires a hardware purchases? Yes, definitely it requires. So sometimes it does not require. For example, for using Google Mail, at least our own computer is required, right? So we need certain hardware to use prepackaged applications, but the need will be minimal. Okay, when compared to developing in-house application, the need will be very minimal. In in-house application, we have to purchase large scale hardware. We need some kind of data centers, we need some kind of servers, we need some kind of systems for application developers. We also require lot of human resource. Okay, in that way. So if you take one option, if you take this option, for this option all three different types of acquisition strategies will have different requirements. Okay, for hardware, for in-house it will be very costly, for outsourcing it will be less costly than in-house, and for pre-packaged it is very less. Okay, this is how the first factor impact you. So what I tell you is, like, you select any three options from here, and among these three you select any three. Among these options you select any three and present them over here. For example, you have to rewrite it. You are not supposed to use directly. You try to rewrite it. For example, purchasing software licenses. So just mention software licenses. This is one option. We are supposed to give weight for this one. Maybe I'd say 20%. This total, whatever we write, the total should be 100 maximum. Okay, so here maybe 25%, another option. Okay, it got only two options to provide. Okay, just give any two options rather than three. Select any two. Maybe here HW hardware. You write it on your own. Okay, your sentences should be your own. Next, economic factor. What options we have given? Contingency and budget. Budget, contingency. Okay, for this one maybe 20%, maybe 25%. So management support, and trainings. Okay, this is total 25, 25, 10% is maybe I will make it 15 and I will make it 10%. So what is this total? It is 65. So what I do, 20 here, 85 and 15 here, total 100%. Okay, now I will give rating. This is product of some XYZ things. So what I do, I will give what is the higher, how important, based on this 1 to 5 options you are supposed to give, how important is software license purchasing. So maybe this is moderately important. Hardware purchase is highly important, maybe 5. So for all these things, maybe for this is how we give ratings. So budget is very important, so I give 4 for this one. Contingency budget is moderately important, 3. Management support is highly important, 4 I gave. Trainings are also very important, I give 5 this one. So similarly we rate it for all the options. So it will be weight is given once, but score is given for each option. This is for first option, it is outsourcing. Second option, it is prepacked. Third option, it is in-house. So here also I am giving some randomly without using the common sense. You make sure you use your common sense and give your ratings. Okay, for packaged we need very less things. Budget will be important, 5. Contingency is also important, 5. Okay, now this one should be maybe 3, this one should be 3, maybe some score, some random values I'm giving 2 2 1 1, some random values I'm giving. It's not according to the common sense. Okay, 4 3, some values. Okay, this is how we got some values for the things, but here you are supposed to explain why whatever the option here, that is how much importance, why its weight is 20 and why it got score 3. That should be explained in this one. For example, so maybe purchase of software is important to run application. Legal issues. Maybe this is the option that we have given here. Okay, so for this option the grade is this, the value is this. For this, whatever the options you are given, for all those things you are supposed to give explanation in these areas. Okay, so make sure you give your explanation, then you will be given your scores. Based on the scores you will be selecting your own option. Okay, so my recommendation is you go with prepackaged software, because most of the organizations on which you are proposing a software are very small organizations. Actually I don't think they need an in-house developed application or maybe outsourced application. Okay, so however you are supposed to cross check whether you are developing an application, web application, or what kind of application approach you are using. All these things you are supposed to understand. So make sure, like, if prepackaged software don't suit your application, if it is a website development, a prepackaged application will not suit your work, right? If it is a school management application, school or hospital management application, HR management application, in that context we can find multiple applications that are readily available on market, which we can use and develop our applications. We can satisfy our purposes, organization purposes. Okay, so based on that you select. Most often prepackaged software application acquisition strategy will get less scores. In-house will get a large score and outsourcing will get moderately high value. Okay, this is how we usually get values, because this require very less resources, this require large scale resources, this requires moderate resources. So based on that the values will be like that. So considering your application and your application requirements, select one option. So this Excel sheet should be completed properly, and this should be shared along with the document. Make sure you write it on your own. Don't use AI tools. Okay, these are very simple applications, very small documents. You don't need to use your AI tools. Use your common sense and write these sections. Okay, so please make sure you don't use your AI, because if we use, we definitely get caught and we will be rewriting them again. What is the use of doing that? Make sure you write it on your own. All right, so complete this template and select one option. And the second question that is asked is, you are supposed to write a Word document explaining your matrix and choice. So you try to comment, or like whatever I explained, make based on that you try to comment what happened with option 1, what happening with option 2, and what are happening with option 3, which option you have selected, and on what basis you selected your option. This should be documented in a separate document in one single page. Got it? So that is on acquisition strategy. So make sure you write it on your own. You try to read whatever the link I provided. You try to listen to my video couple of times. Make sure you complete everything properly and submit it to me without any plagiarism and without any AI percentage. That's it from my side, team. Please help yourself and complete it with excellent content. Okay,